So the other storyline to look out for is that Q is now working at the airport with Danny. Like, yo, like that's about to get messy. Like that is about to get crazy. Like when Danny finds out who he is, yo, that's not going to be good for him. Yes, sir, it is your boy KB, the boss from ShifterMagazine.com, here with another episode of Shifter TV Talk, Sistas edition. And so we're talking about season 5, episode 4 that went down last night. And so yeah, we're going to dive right in, man. It was, you know, it's a good episode. It was a pretty good episode. I'm almost equal in my ups and downs for this week. I'm almost equal. I just added one more up at the last minute. But let's dive right in to yesterday's episode. So yeah, there was a bunch of cool different storylines. So with the first down, we're actually gonna start with the downs this week. I think we've been starting with the downs quite a bit lately, but we're starting with the downs. So the first down, is Q, people. Q, the character of Q. Now Q has been getting, like, he's one of those characters that's kind of been evolving lately. Like there's a lot of kind of characters from last season that weren't necessarily major characters, but they started to evolve this season, and Q is definitely one of those characters. Now, yeah, on yesterday's episode, he was kind of picking on Calvin because 2 episodes ago they had a little bit of a fight and whatnot. Maurice is in jail, and so yeah, Q's kind of squatting. He's being a squatter. He's staying in the apartment, bringing girls into the place. Being a bit of a thought. And yeah, so him and Calvin having some conflict, and basically, this past episode, he was rubbing it in Calvin's face, man. Like, he was rubbing the fact that that he helped, he worked with the police, got Maurice in jail, basically kind of goading him along, saying, you can't do anything about it. You're soft, you can't do anything about it. I'm here and I'm staying here, and all that kind of stuff, man. It was like the Q yesterday, I was like, if I was there, he would have to get punched in the face, man. Again, he was so foul that it's like, you felt like, I need to you would feel like I need to knock this guy out. That's how much he was coming at Calvin, pretty much almost like bullying the guy. Like I kind of felt sorry for Calvin, to be honest. But for me, it was just like, definitely Q was a big down yesterday. I hated him in yesterday's episode. But it actually had to, it's kind of a little bit of an up, though, if you think about it, though. Like, the actor who plays Q, having your McEnroe Alexander, former football player, his acting would have to be an up, though. Even though I would definitely give a down to Q in yesterday's episode because of how foul he was. McEnroe Alexander, man, killed it with the acting, though. The fact that he had me hating him that much, his acting was good. So even though Q is a down, you got to give McEnroe Alexander an up for that acting, man, for real. Next down, of course, Hayden. There's no explanation needed. Hayden sucks. That's all we need to say. If you watched the episode yesterday, Zac came to the office to see Fatima, to talk about their relationship and all that kind of stuff. I don't love Karen, blah 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 blah. And so Hayden kind of sees him on the way out, and that kind of sets off a little something with Hayden and Andi. And he's like, they're kind of doing this little back and forth, and Karen's coming, or Andi's coming at him, he's coming at Andi, and then in the end alludes to the fact that there's a meeting going on in the office that concerns Andi, and that basically you need to know that something's going down right now. I just want to say, Hayden is a big down because he's just stupid and no one likes him. I'd love to hear from you. If you're someone who actually likes the character of Hayden, I need to hear from you in the comments because I definitely don't. And the last down from yesterday, Fatima not trusting Zac, man. Fatima not trusting Zac is a down, man. Like, Fatima, man, needs to chill sometimes, man. She needs to chill. She's on 10 all the time. She needs to chill. I'd actually say I would actually even say, like, there's certain aspects of her character, like, she's obviously very different when they first introduced her in the very in the very first season. She's become very ghetto, very kind of a thug. Comes from a thug family, and yeah, I have to say that there's a certain aspect. I don't know about you guys. I know when they first start taking you in this direction of being very thuggish, very direct, very like whatever. part of me was a little bit bothered by that. Like, I actually stopped watching the show a little bit when Fatima started getting a little bit too aggressive. I didn't like the direction of the character. I'm not saying it's a down. I'm not calling it a down yet, but I think even like this past episode reinforced that. Just the way she was coming at Zac, the conflict there, not trusting him, just like always on edge. Not really feeling it, man. Need to let Fatima have a softer side, man. Like, bring the character back, rein the character in a little bit, man. You gotta rein the character in, because she's a little bit too much sometimes, man. In this past episode, she was doing too much, man. Doing way too much. So Fatima not trusting Zac, boom. That's a down. Now the ups, kind of similar to last week. Pam, I think I might just be the president of the Pam fan club. I might just be the president of the Pam fan club, because this episode, I mean, yeah, she was being a good friend to Karen again. But what I'm liking from her is the fact that they're giving her more screen time, and they're giving her more lines. Like, I can't remember the actress name, something Beyonce's cousin. The name slips my mind, but just giving her as an actress, giving her more lines, giving her more screen time, letting the character evolve a little bit. Like, I'm wondering if they're gonna have that character evolve more, if we're actually gonna be able to learn more about her, because this is how Fatima became a main character. Like, she was kind of a side character. She was working with Andi, and then eventually people loved her, and they kind of integrated her to be more of a main character. So who knows? This could be happening for Pam too. She works with Karen. People may fall in love with her. They may end up integrating her more into like the actual main cast. So we'll see, but definitely just giving her more lines and more screen time for Pam and having that character evolve. I think that's an up. It seems, and again, the same thing's happening with Q. Like, I just like the fact that there's other characters now this season, between Pam, between Q, between Calvin. There's other characters that they're evolving now and allowing to shine. I like it. The story isn't just revolving around the main characters now. They're elevating the supporting cast as well. Boom. That's an up. And the last up is just Karen. The less active, the more time she spends in bed, is the more I like her, because she's not saying much. Because the more she talks, is the more I don't like her. So the fact that she's in bed, she's not saying much, she's not being too abrasive. I'm liking Karen. I like Karen when Karen's quiet and not saying too much. So for that reason, I give Karen an up this episode. And I'm liking the addition of Karen's mom. I'm gonna give that an up too. That's a surprise up. That's a freestyle off the top up. But Karen's mom, man, Karen's mom's doing a good job. Like, she's good job. She's good with Aaron. She's good with Zac. She's kind of becoming the glue that's bringing the whole love triangle. It's not really love triangle, because Zac doesn't love her, but bringing the whole triangle together. She's becoming the glue there. I like the addition. She's kind of like the cooler heads, allowing cooler heads to prevail. She's calm. She kind of brings down the tone, that she kind of brings down the drama level. I like her. So yes, Miss Lisa, aka Karen's mom, boom, you get an up too. And that's it. Those are my ups and downs for this episode. There was no Preston this episode. No Maurice yet. No Sabrina. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, again, last week I was saying it's okay. Like, let's not get. I was trying to bring down my tone. I said, let's not get too alarmed that Maurice is not there. Maybe the actor, his name slips my mind again, but maybe he's off doing something. Maybe Sabrina's off doing something. Maybe they're intentionally creating that sense of anticipation. I just hope that when Sabrina and Maurice finally get on screen, that they would have maximized this tension. They would have maximized this anticipation. If we get all this anticipation of build up for Sabrina and for Maurice, and then nothing happens, bro, that's a waste. So they better maximize that. There's been no Bio yet. Bio, I think that's how you say it. Bio. He's African. That's it. The next episode, we have the conversation between Gary and Robin. I'm waiting for that. Listen, Andi's been waiting too long. Like, she's been kind of playing both men for too long, living her best life, having the best sex of her life. Like, she's out here just doing her thing. Bro, it's about to blow up in her face. and I look forward to seeing it. Not that I wish harm on Andi. I don't wish evil on her, but it'd be nice just to be able to see for her to be put in her place because she's been doing too much the past while. So, and last but not least, the other storyline to look out for is that Q is now working at the airport with Danny. Like, yo, like that's about to get messy. Like that is about to get crazy. Like when Danny finds out who he is, yo, that's not going to be good for him. That's not going to be good for him. That's another big storyline. And actually, I don't know if just looking at that, you see that there's some parallels between Q and Zac in the sense of just both being like, in a sense, like ex-cons or both having done prison time, both working with Danny in the airport. There's a few little parallels between Q and Zac. So it'd be interesting to see just what happens with that. What happens? Is it going to be another Danny and Zac situation where Q and her end up being really close and end up being really good friends? Who knows where that's going to go? All you know, it's going to end up being messy. There's going to be enough drama, and I look forward to seeing what happens. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Shifter TV Talk. Sistas edition. We do have a contest coming up soon, people. Very soon. If you are a fan of All American or Sistas and you follow us, we're gonna have a contest where we allow a lucky fan to come on to an episode of Shifter TV Talk and do a whole episode co-hosting it with me, talking about either Sistas or All American, whatever you prefer. You get to choose as the winner. So that's coming up very soon. So stay tuned if you want a chance to come on with me and do a whole episode, people. I'm excited about that. If you did miss yesterday's episode, we do have a full write-up. Once again, my write-up over at shiftermagazine.com. So make sure to check that out. Once again, your boy KB the Boss, shiftermagazine.com. And I'm out. Peace.